Faithful, welcome to another episode of Voice of a Niner Faithful. I'm Jason, your host. Today we'll be going over various things I've seen online, on social media, various things about things that are happening with the 49ers or might happen with the 49ers, that sort of thing. And I'll give a quick prediction on the Super Bowl since it's almost 5 p.m. Central Time here in Wisconsin. The Super Bowl starts in about half an hour. So I'll give a quick prediction. Other than that, we're going to talk about 49er stuff. Because, well, that's what we all want to hear about, right? We're 49er fans. That's what we want to hear. Before we get into it, though, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to get more 49ers content from a fan's perspective. So let's get into it. We'll do the Super Bowl thing. Just get it out of the way. We all know we don't like that the Seahawks are in our stadium. It's not the greatest ideal thing in the world. I am predicting that the Patriots are going to win the Super Bowl. I'm going to say it's a 2-score win, but not a 2-touchdown. It's going to be between 10 to 14 points. I think it's 13 points, 10 points, something like that. But the Patriots, I think, are going to win. It's nice that a former 49er quarterback is in the game, but he is playing for a major NFC West rival. So, sorry, Sam Darnold. Got to go with the Patriots on this. So that's my prediction. Patriots are going to win. Now, Joe Montana is doing the coin flip, so maybe I'll take a quick peek at that after I'm done here. We'll see. Other than that, hope the game goes quick so they get out of our stadium. All right, let's move on to some of the things that I've been seeing. First thing I want to address is the Hall of Fame. I am thrilled Roger Craig has finally made it into the Hall of Fame. I wish Frank Gore would have made it this time. Even he said he was just happy to be, first time ballot type thing. He'll get in. There's no question. And it won't take as long as it took Roger Craig. It should not have taken Roger Craig that long. What I want to address, and I don't know, I'm not huge on Facebook or Twitter or TikTok or anything, but if this gets, at least this very small part gets out to somebody bigger named, I'd like to get their opinion on it. And everybody else's opinion. So please definitely tell me what you think about this. A lot of the things that people have been complaining about are that Belichick and Kraft weren't first-time, Hall of Famers. First time that they're eligible and they get in. The problem with that is where they decided with the recent changes to that, where they decided to push the coaches and owners that are trying to get in as well. They shoved them all together with the legacy players, like a Roger Craig. So when people that vote for these players, and now coaches and owners who only have to wait 1 year, why did they change that? I have no idea. It used to be 5, now it's 1. Ridiculous. But if Bill Belichick had been voted in, there's another year that Roger Craig doesn't. Roger Craig waited a very, very, very long time to get into the Hall of Fame. He should not have waited this long. He well deserves to be there. There are plenty of other running backs in the Hall of Fame who do not have even close to the credentials that Roger Craig has. But these people that are saying first time bid Hall of Fame Belichick should have been in, aren't considering that. How is that fair to that longtime player, even if it wasn't Roger, whoever it could have been, and whoever it's going to be in the future now? How is that fair to the player that's been waiting so long to get in, who deserves to be in, that these coaches now 1 year and they get a chance to get in? Belichick will probably get in next year, which means a legacy player won't. How is that fair? That isn't fair at all. There's nothing fair about it. Coaches and owners need their own separate thing to be put in, a grouping to be put in. And instead of taking a spot from a legacy player, make them take a spot from the other four. The other four were safe from Belichick possibly getting in. But that legacy player, Roger Craig, might have not made it because of the whole Belichick thing. They need to change the rule back to coaches and owners 5 years. And they need their own grouping. Should not take away from those legacy players. And that's what's going to happen. All right, I got that off my chest. I had to get that. That was just, it's just, they need that. That's the whole thing here. They need to change. They changed the rules. If they would have never changed the rule from 5 years down to 1 year, this whole thing wouldn't have been an issue. So, all right, somebody comment on that. I want to hear what you think. Next, Maxx Crosby from the Raiders. Are we going to trade for him? Are we going to go grab him? Are we going to do whatever it takes to get him? Right now, it's all speculation. Of course, our coaches and our GM would love to have him. I'd love to have Maxx Crosby on the team. It's still too early to consider that. We can dream, I suppose. We can keep those dreams in the back of our minds, though. We've got to wait until the beginning of the new NFL year. It's not here yet. Wait until then. That means wait till the Super Bowl's over. I think it's sometime in March. Yeah, it's sometime in March because then April has the draft, and let's wait. Be patient. But while we're waiting, while it's in the back of our minds, what do you think? As I said just a second ago, yeah, I'd love to have Maxx Crosby on the team. Him and Nick Bosa, that'd be awesome. And I'm sure Raheem Morris would find a way to utilize him and how to set up the line and all that. It would be a great move. But it would be an expensive move. Now, maybe they're thinking about this already because they restructured Trent Williams' contract. So we even have more money than we thought we did. Plus, we're still not quite sure. We have a general idea about how much money we'll save from the whole Brandon Ayuk thing, but there's still a little money that might still be available coming in from that. So the 49ers are planning something. I'm sure that Maxx Crosby is one of those things that they're planning. They have hey, all right, if this plan doesn't work, we'll go to this one. If this doesn't work, we'll go to this one. Maxx Crosby is in that somewhere. So yes, keep it in the back of your mind, but let's not push on it too much right now. Let's wait until after the Super Bowl and the beginning of the new NFL season. But if you want, you can tell me what you think about it. Let me know what you think. Should we risk it? Should we pay possibly a first round, a second round, first round and a second round, maybe, first round this year, second round next year, whatever, for Maxx Crosby? What would you pay to get him on our team? Let me know. All right, the next thing I want to talk about is Mac Jones. Mac Jones proved he's an awesome backup quarterback. Went 5-3 in the games that he played last year while Brock Purdy was hurt. That jumped him up in a way that I think other teams are going to explore. Now, I've seen people saying out there that, reports from the Niners themselves, we have no plans on trading him at all. We want to keep him. Well, of course you want to keep him. He's a good backup quarterback. Why wouldn't you? But if someone's going to come over and offer you a second-round pick, he's gone. No matter what you're saying now, yes, we want to keep him. Yeah. Someone comes in with that second-round pick, say, hey, here you go. Damn Skippy, we're going to trade him. We have Curtis Rourke, redshirted last year, so he's going to be ready to go. We can always pick up another project quarterback like Sam Darnold, like Mac Jones, Carson Wentz, maybe. Who else is out there? I'm sure there's plenty out there that we can take a look at. Zach Wilson, something like that. Bring them in, work them up, trade them. But as much as I'd like to have Mac Jones on the team again, because he has proven that he's a great backup quarterback. He knows the system well enough, and he can execute the plan when he's needed to. But again, just because they're saying that doesn't mean it's not going to happen. If someone comes in with a good enough offer, he's out the door. So let's keep that in the back of our minds there with Maxx Crosby. So I think next year is going to be a big year. The next subject we're talking about now is going to be the draft. And next year's draft will be big. Definitely some things that we need as a team. Every team needs something. But I think our team needs a tackle. Left or right. But Trent is getting old. He's awesome, but he's getting there. He's probably going to do one more year, maybe two if we're lucky, but one more year for sure. But we need his replacement. Period. It has to happen. And I do think that we need a center. Jake Brendel's been okay. He hasn't been great. He hasn't been terrible. He's been okay. We need better than okay. We don't need great. We need good or better, not okay. So now there's a rumor. I'm going to look it up. I can't remember the guy's name. I think it was the Ravens. The Ravens center is going to be out there available. Who is the Ravens center? Linderbaum. Linderbaum, he's going to be available, free agent. Maybe that's who we're trying to get the money for. Centers aren't as expensive as, say, Maxx Crosby would be. But what would you rather have, a Maxx Crosby or a Tyler Linderbaum? Do we need the center more than the defensive end? I think that the 49ers are going to go more towards getting Linderbaum, and then if they think they have enough capital to work with, maybe they'll go after Maxx Crosby. But because they're going to do this, at least my opinion, in the draft, I think they're going to go safety. And then I think they're going to go defensive tackle again. And then wide receiver. Maybe not. Those are my top three. Not necessarily in that order, but the first three picks will be something in that group. I don't know who yet. I haven't gone through who's going to be, in the draft. As we get closer to the draft, I'll start looking into that. But safety, defensive tackle, wide receiver, my top three. And then from there, I don't know. There's just so many little holes that we need, or somebody to cover, that sort of thing that we could go out and get. But the team does have a tendency to have their best picks between round 3 to 6. Obviously 7 with Brock Purdy. But somewhere in the middle is usually the team's best draft capital, their best picks that they pick up. So we'll see who we pick. Maybe another guard, someone opposite Pooney. I didn't think Colby did great last year when he was in. Maybe this offseason he will grow and work hard and get into shape as a guard should be. And I'm sure that there's guard schools, almost like a tight end university, but for the line, offensive line, during the offseason that he could get some training in. Maybe Colby next year will be better. I still think we need to pick up a guard. Maybe a linebacker in the late round, 5th, 6th. That'd be awesome too. We'll see how that goes. But this offseason, I probably could say this almost every offseason. This offseason needs to be really big with the draft. Well, every offseason is big with the draft. There's another subject right there. The draft, I see a lot of fans, a lot of fellow faithfuls. I'm closing screens at the moment. A lot of fellow faithfuls are complaining about how Shanahan, Lynch do the draft. They say, they do terrible drafts. And if you actually look at the statistics with all teams, not just the 49ers, all teams, we're about equal to everybody else, on how good, how successful our draft picks end up being. Now, what I would like to do, and I'm going to try to research this again. I think I tried to do this last year, but I couldn't get any actual information on it from anybody. It's hard for a guy in a little town in Wisconsin to get decent answers from big name people in the sports world, in the NFL world, to say, what is your definition? What is your algorithm? What is your way of saying if a draft class is good or not? If you guys have some sort of formula on how you think draft classes are judged, let me know in the comments. I want to see ideas. I want to understand better how people are judged, how GMs are judged, how coaches are judged on their draft picks. And maybe then we'll do, when I get some of this information, I'll bring it up, put it up on the screen for you, and we'll go over it. We'll figure out, hey, what constitutes this person being a good pick, or this year's draft picks were great, or this year's draft picks terrible. You can't really, to me, you can't judge draft picks from their first year. You definitely can't judge draft picks until they've actually played. So you can't, like this coming up 2026 draft, you won't be able to tell until they're on the field and they're actually playing. So we still don't know, for instance, how good Curtis Rourke was, or is going to be. He looked good when he played college. That doesn't mean it's going to translate to the NFL. Some people who were okay in college end up being great in the NFL. There's just no way to know until you actually see what's happening. And then you can't really judge them yet on that first year. Sometimes it takes 1, 2, 3 years before they get the right rhythm down. Sometimes some players are awesome their first year. Look at Nick Bosa. His rookie year was incredible. But then again, you turn around and look at RG3. He had an incredible first year, but then he tanked. Look at Sam Darnold. He had an okay first rookie year, but then he tanked until he came to the 49ers, got resurged, and now look where he's at. Does that make Sam Darnold a bad draft pick? Who knows? That's what I'm trying to figure out. So if you have a formula on how you judge draft picks, let me know. Let me put it in the comments. Let me see. All right, so it is now 5:18 Central Standard Time, so that's 12 minutes before the Super Bowl starts. I think I'll keep it on in the background while I'm doing stuff on my computer, but I don't know if I'll watch it. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll just get hooked as I'm kind of glancing back at the TV. My TV is right over there. But we'll see. It is football. I am a fan of football. Yes, I'm a 49ers fan. I'm fully faithful. Oh, by the way, let me see if I can pan this back. This is brand new. My birthday is this month, and my wife got this and gave this to me a little early for my birthday. So I got 2 new jerseys recently. This one, Fred Warner, awesome. And I got the Salute to Service McCaffrey one for Christmas. So I'm blessed with how my wife treats me. It's awesome. 25 plus years of marriage, and it's going strong. So my wife knows me well. She can get me anything 49er for any gift, and I'm happy. But these jerseys that I just got within the past 2 months now, love you, babe. So with that said, you guys all have a wonderful Super Bowl Sunday. And look out for more episodes of this show throughout the off season and my 49ers Trivia Thursdays. Don't forget to check that out. With that said, you guys all have a great weekend. Go Niners!